Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. It's Friday and it's the 3rd of June 2022. Let's get started with our market update. So today we are going to try and change the format a little bit. I'm going to go rapid fire with the headlines and then we'll go on to look at Nasdaq and the indices, etc. So to start with, OPEC has boosted output by 648,000 barrels per day, but according to experts, this doesn't seem to be adequate. We'll check that out when we look at the oil charts. Last we saw they were range bound, which means much of impact has not happened either upwards or downwards. So 648,000 barrels is a big amount of production increase. That should definitely have some impact. So let's check out what happens with that when we look at the oil charts. There is a huge political pressure as a result of this on a lot of governments, because when the citizens go to fill up gas at the gas pump, the gas prices are too high. It hits the wallet in a almost regular basis, 3 or 4 times a week. And people are getting a bit upset about that, and also the inflation that is fed through the gas is causing problems for various governments. So that's a problem. Apart from that, all our G7 countries and most of the developing world is facing these problems, but there are a few countries which are facing it like a problem on steroids. Those countries are Sri Lanka, which is almost in the verge of bankruptcy. They don't have money to buy medicine, food, etc. They're negotiating with IMF. Same is the case with Pakistan, and also Turkey is having a lot of problems because of the hyperinflation, which makes oil and wheat imports very, very expensive, and they import wheat from Russia. So you can imagine how difficult it would be for them with the embargo and everything coming up. Apart from that, overnight there have been some developments. Earlier, Microsoft had mentioned a weak outlook for the next quarter, and the Microsoft shares fell a little bit. But now overnight Elon Musk has come out saying that he feels that the economy ahead is not looking great, so he wants to cut 10% of the workforce of Tesla. This is definitely going to have an impact on Tesla prices today, and also on the morale and motivation of the market. So there's going to be a bearish bias to the market right off the bat, looking at this news articles. And also there's a good chance that credit card companies will hike their interest rates on the card. So those who are carrying balances on their credit card are going to face a double whammy, because it's going to be very, very expensive, more expensive than they are used to. And later on today at around 12:30, we are expecting non-farm payrolls to come over, and that could change the direction of the market depending on the outcome. The change will not be known immediately, but if the announcement comes at around 12:30, we should expect that by around 3 o'clock we'll start seeing the effects of it, especially given that this is Friday, the weekend. There's going to be option expiries, and also people may not want to keep the risk on the table over the weekend. So we'll see a lot of volatility today, potentially. If we look at the ADP National Employment Report in private sector for May, we can see that the employment increased by 128,000 jobs in the month of May. And here is the change in total non-farm private employment according to ADP. I'm going to just expand this chart here. So for May 22, it shows 128,000 new jobs. So as you can see, it's not that great at this point of time. So the breakdown is as follows. Small businesses actually lost employees. Medium businesses have around 97,000 employees. Large businesses have around 122,000 employees. So basically, small businesses are getting decimated. And in terms of sector, I think goods producing have got 24,000, whereas service producing has got 104,000. This is in line with the trend during COVID, when services went down and goods were high, because people are just buying stuff at home and doing everything by themselves due to the lockdown. When the lockdown opened, people started going in for services. So in terms of services, you can see that the maximum happens to be in healthcare, 41,000, followed by professional and business services with 23,000. And leisure and hospitality is still to pick up, 17,000. And this particular report was released at 8:15 in the morning today. So we are most likely to see the action take place somewhere around 10:30 in the morning when the professional traders would have digested this report, and then that will direct the direction of the market. With that said, let's have a look at our indices. I'm going to start off first with Nasdaq. Nasdaq is down 1.12%. It's as bearish as it has been in the last few days. So Nasdaq is indicating a bearish bias. And I'm introducing a new ratio chart out here as one more tool for us to gauge whether the market is bullish or bearish. I have got XLY by XLP out here in this chart. The way we have to understand this chart is that if the chart starts going up, if we have green candles, that means the market is becoming more risk on, and if we have red candles, that means the market is becoming risk off. So risk on would mean that genomics will do better. Risk off would mean that genomics are not going to do well. So that's how we have to understand this particular chart. XLY is consumer discretionary and XLP is consumer staple. These are two ETFs. So staples are something that people buy even in a worst case scenario, and discretionary are things that people don't buy when there is a difficult time. So that's why I have added this ratio. As of yesterday, it was showing everything is going up. So today during the day when the market gets started, we can see if this turns red, that means we are more risk off. So in your own TradingView platforms or platforms that you use, you can put this ratio in place that will give you an ongoing barometer of what's happening with the market. With that said, let's go on and start looking at our indicators. And the first thing that I'm going to look at is oil. Remember, we have 640,000 barrels of oil announced by Saudi Arabia. We have a situation where in the last 4 days we have been hovering around this area, and today's candle started at where yesterday ended, and it has come down marginally, and this is today's candle out here, 3rd of June. It's being kept up by bulls, but it's trying to come down. It gets the support from the 9-day exponential moving average, and even if it broke the 9-day exponential moving average, there is a support from the 20-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 112.21. So it's going to be difficult for oil to come down, but 680,000 barrels is not a small amount, so it should definitely do a dent out here. And if oil price goes down, that's going to be better for the stocks, and it's better for the market psychology also, because it's going to tamp down the inflation, make things a little bit easier for the Fed. And we also know that we have got excess inventory and obsolete inventory which are being discounted and sold by retailers. So that's also going to bring down the inflation. So the market should generally expect that the next CPI report is going to show a drop in inflation. Therefore, there should be positive sentiments there attached along with the falling oil prices. That's my expectations. How soon or when the market is going to act on that is up to the market. We can only make logical guess. And with that said, I'm going to look at the PCC and see where PCC is. PCC is slightly bullish right now because it's way below 1. It's at 0.93, and this was as on 2nd of June. We are still, if you note, within the bar that we had for the 1st of June. Therefore, there is not much change in the put-call ratio. A lot of things are going to happen today. Market is going to react to Elon Musk saying he's going to cut 10% of the workforce, which comes to around maybe around 9,000 to 10,000 employees worldwide for Tesla. And also the market is going to look at his comments that he's seeing the economy being really nasty going forward. Also, Microsoft has said it doesn't see a great, it sees a weak quarter ahead. So those two things are going to be weighing in on the minds of the general public. And we are also going to get at 12:30 the non-farm payroll report. So there is a lot of catalyst out there. And don't forget the option expiry at the end of the day. So it's going to be a volatile day. So be careful. Unless you know what's happening, do not do any trades. That will be my recommendation. And then let's go on and look at the US dollar index. The US dollar index is going up. When the US dollar index goes up, that means money is coming back from other areas and going into the US dollar. which means that we should see gold price falling, and which also means that we should be seeing that crypto is falling, and so is Nasdaq. We'll check that out as we see those indexes. And this candle is for the 3rd of June, which is today, and it is still within the body of yesterday's candle. Yesterday's candle started at a high of 12,697, and it has fallen down to 12,632. And at this point of time, when you look at this candle, you can see that we are still within the body of yesterday's candle, so nothing has materially changed. I think everyone is waiting for the market to open. There is going to be formidable resistance for the dollar index, because we got the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving average performing the role of resistance, and the 50-day exponential moving average performing the role of support. So any movement that will happen is going to be between the level of 12,667 and 12,594 in my opinion. We'll see what happens when the market opens. Right now the indicators are weak, but you can see that the momentum is moving towards average and it's pointed upward, and the momentum is everything. If the momentum picks up, we are going to see US dollar index go up, which means it's going to be bearish for our market. So right now it shows bearishness in the US dollar index for Nasdaq. Now let us go and have a look at 10-year yields and see where they are moving. 10-year yields are still going up as of 3rd of June. When the yields go up, that's good for the stock market. So 10-year yields are showing bullishness at this point of time. And if we look at our QQQ, we can see that QQQ is still respecting this line of support, and it's got support from the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving average. This is a very, very strong support line out there, and we can however see during the pre-market that we are down 1.15%, and we are sitting at 310.74. So that's around this point. So we are exactly on the support line, and there's a good chance that we may fall below if the market reacts to all the negative stimulus that we have heard pre-market. And we can see that the market is already reacting negatively, because 1.06% is a significant percent. It's around 8:24 a.m. in the morning, so just about an hour before market open. So I think that today is going to be a bearish market. All the gains that we have had are going to be challenged, and many of the shares that in the genomic sectors are going to lose the gains that they have made in the last few days. So that's my prediction based on the way QQQ looks right now. Now if I go to a 2-hour time frame where each of these candles is for 2 hours, you can see that our line of support has been absolutely validated. It has got one contact point here, it's got another here, and it's got a third one here. So we are right now out here, and the price is today at 311.12, which is exactly somewhere out here. This is today's candle. If today's candle happens, it will be in this position. So it's out here. So which means that we could probably fall up to 308.81 before testing this diagonal line of support. And if we fall below that, then we have the 9-day at 309.97, and then we have the 20-day at 306.11, and finally we have 302.95. So I think that we are going to see a bearish market today. If you look at the MACD, it's very close to the signal line, even though it is bullish, and we have got a RSI which is almost come to overbought. So when you look at the 2-hour time frame, you can see that there is going to be weakness in the market, because whenever momentum approaches the overbought level, people start getting a bit circumspect about any further growth in prices, and therefore they start selling and taking profit, and that's going to push everything down. So for today, my verdict is that the market is going to go down. Let us look at S&P 500 in the same 2-hour time frame. I'm going to extend this line out here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 touch points. So S&P is still in a bullish channel, and pre-market it's down 0.62. So again, for S&P, we are going to test the diagonal line of support, and then we are going to also test the 20-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 410.00. And we are also going to test the 9-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 413.28. Right now the market is at 414.65, so that is somewhere out here. So all this is going to happen today, and if we break down from this diagonal line of support, we'll probably test all these three exponential moving averages before even thinking about turning back up again, because then with the other risks which are out there, which are currently in the back burner, they start coming and piling on top of all the gloominess in the market. Those are the Russia-Ukraine crisis. China is very close to lifting its lockdowns, but it has still not lifted the lockdown, so that will also come into full view. And then the market will also start factoring in the overall geographical situation with various countries going in for bankruptcy. There are around 66 countries which are in dire economic situation, and that's getting exacerbated every day with the increase in oil price as long as the Ukraine-Russia war continues. So we'll have to look for some high-level diplomatic action and maybe a high-level military action or something in order to resolve the Russia-Ukraine crisis coming into play in the next couple of weeks, because politically it's becoming very difficult for most democracies, because the people are suffering a lot due to all these geopolitical activities, the high oil prices and the inflation. So something has to happen very quickly. The political pressure is very high. So let us see how things develop. And I would like to caution you that the market is not going to show much of direction until around 10:30 a.m. when the professional traders come in. So 10 o'clock they will take advantage of the amateurs, and around 10:30 they will start putting their trades in place and direct the market to go the way it would. Now with this, I'm just going to look at another chart. So if you look at this particular chart, you can see how VIX fell yesterday and how all the indices rose yesterday, with Nasdaq performing the best. In this chart, you can see that in the morning, when the market started, all the amateurs or retail traders like us, we all did a bullish move. Then at around 10 o'clock, you would see, let us look at where Nasdaq is. Yeah. So around 10 o'clock, you can see that the professional traders came in. They took advantage of all the bullishness, created a head fake, and made everyone feel that the market is going to go bearish. And then somewhere around 10:24 or 10:25, you see that the market has started going up. So I would caution you that even today, you got to be careful. Today, I'm thinking that the opening is going to see us all being bearish. And around 9:30 a.m., around 10 a.m., it will be very interesting to see what the professional traders do with that. There could be a possible bull spike at that time. And then around 10 o'clock, things can start falling down again. And around 12:30, it could probably pick up or go down further. So that's roughly the range of possibilities that can happen today based on my understanding of how the market participants behave. So with that said, let's go and have a look at our Genomic shares. So here we have our genomics market. All our watch list is in green, with the biggest gainer being DNA with 16% gain and Teladoc with 10% gain. And PACB did very well with 9.16%. If you had not seen my video on PACB, please have a look, because it seems PACB has got some really good developments taking place in its favor. And that's probably being reflected in its share price. You will see that it's doing pretty well. And now if you look at our share price for CRISPR, again, it has been range bound in the last 3 days. So everyone is seeming to be very close to the overbought level. So there's been a bit of cooling off happening. And combined with all the negative news we are getting, Elon Musk saying slash 10% of the workforce and bad economic outlook, weak outlook for the next quarter by Microsoft, all of these things are going to make the market go bearish today. So be very careful out there. With that, I would like to end my analysis for Nasdaq and all the indicators. So that brings me to an end of today's video, my friends. I'm trying to reduce the duration of the daily update. I brought it down from 25. I'm going to take it around to around 20 minutes and then further decrease it and make it very, very specific. So please bear with me. And I'm also trying to bring out extra videos, at least 2 to 3 videos every week, which are company specific or issue specific, because that's what I think most of our subscribers like. So please give me your feedback. Whether you agree with my plan, put it down in the comments below. This is your opportunity to shape the channel, and I would look forward to your inputs. If you like this video, please press a like so that many people can discover our channel on YouTube. And if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe and join our community and push us over the 500 subscriber numbers. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.